I came in today thinking that we would leave with at least some more delineation as to what type of company Ursa was primarily going to strive to serve the next year. Actually, what I hear is a certain type of company that is accounting for human-focused, people-first companies. That's a really good...
And that honestly resonates more.
I mean, that's entirely based on what you said today.
The purpose of the brand therapy with Jace and with Ursa was to ask Jace a lot of questions about Ursa and his long-term vision for Ursa so that I could get clear and really help the company get clear what Ursa stood for and what it represents in the world. My single favorite was the new organizing idea, finance and accounting for people-first organizations. How they are unique is not something that we had clear coming into the workshop. And both Jace and I left the workshop with clarity that Ursa Consultants specializes in working with companies that focus on people.
We've done more than 400% in LinkedIn growth in terms of followers. We're really pleased with that. We did the pitch deck and the commercial in October, conducted all of those customer interviews, which I want to come back to because I think that there's a newsletter for sure, but other ways that we can, from a marketing and just like brand building perspective, maintain touch with Ursa customers. And just Ursa, right? Build a system whereby 2 months into a new engagement, they get a thing. How's it going, right? There's a follow-up, not by you, but by somebody at Ursa, by us. We'll figure it out. But just the review, how's it going? Oh, you had to discontinue, but how often are you in touch with Kevin Kinkor, right? Like those kinds of build so that when the company comes back around again or they start their next venture, they know to turn to Ursa, right? And so building some of those systems in.
With something like that, what system or method,
I've seen it done a bunch of different ways, and it depends on the value of the client and the value of the relationship long term. I worked with a fractional HR company for 2 months, and when we discontinued with them, they sent us a real sweet, hey, will you, just a survey monkey, will you give us a review of our services? As a part of that, built in was automatically joining their newsletter. They sent a gift card for a Starbucks coffee in return for filling out their survey, and then had a Calendly optional of would you like to have a follow-up call with us to talk about how the experience went? And it was just their offboarding process that was so sleek. And I was like, oh, that's great, right? My final reminder from them is a coffee on them and a sweet note. They also got a testimonial from me as a result, which I wouldn't have given otherwise.
I did not have a single specific goal going into brand therapy with Jace and Ursa Consultants, but I did have a very full agenda for the day, including conversations about biz dev, conversations about Jace's long-term interest in the company and why he started Ursa Consultants to begin with, and where he wanted the company to go. I knew that there were some core questions that we together needed to sit with and talk about, and as it turns out, we actually did land on a new organizing idea for Ursa during the day, that they are accounting and finance for people-first organizations.
I want to come back to the values. And why did you decide on these three, on service, integrity, and commitment? And what do they mean to you?
There was a part of me that always felt like, we're along for the ride with our clients. And I look at it as, what values do I look for from a team member, from an employee? And that's why I usually refer to our clients as partners. They're not just, another customer. And so, it's through our loyalty to their business, right? And our commitment and our integrity that we're really leaning in and this SVB thing. All right, well, I guess I'm working over the weekend. I see why you need this. I can already know what you're going to be asking for, and so I'm going to lean in extra to get you weight.
Yeah, I came in today thinking that we would probably leave with at least some more delineation as to what size or what stage or what type of company Ursa was primarily going to strive to serve the next year, 2 years. Actually, what I hear and what I'm thinking to double down on is a certain type of company that is good people, clear mission, right? Mutually beneficial relationship, right? It doesn't matter if it's a startup or if it's an SMB, but what matters is it's a human-focused, it's a human-centric organization, right? accounting for human-focused, like people-first companies, that's a really good.
And that honestly resonates more.
Right.
Like me.
I mean, that's entirely based on what you said today.
Yeah.
Accounting for people-focused organizations or people-first organizations.
Yeah, my family likes to joke with me, like, if only Rooted Hire was up and running, the companies that would be well-suited for the Rooted Hire platform are very much so the type of clients that we want to support and work with at Ursa.
Yeah.
Right? They care about their humans. They care. They're providing some sort of value to the world.
Yep.
Right? It's not just always about the bottom line. And so, yeah, that resonates significantly more than
We're Series A startups, right?
When an organization knows what it stands for and where it's going, it's so much easier to sell, to recruit, to build product, to do the things necessary for an organization to succeed. And when that organizing idea is not clear, or I as the CEO have not done a good enough job of reiterating and repeating and coming back again and again to why the organization does what it does, it's much easier to founder and to lose one's way. So this workshop with Ursa Consultants is one of many that Zander Media does on what we jokingly refer to as brand therapy, how to distill the organizing idea of an organization so that it can be articulated in just a couple of words. This is who we are, this is what we do, and this is why.
Testimonials from those customer interviews. I'm excited to come back to testimonials again next quarter. Their social assets, right? The secondary bear shoot in January.
Did we ever do anything with those testimonials?
They're on the LinkedIn, and then they got put into our website too.
The keyword testimonial? Oh.
They could be thin.
And then the website finally got done. I'm really glad that you discontinued with and like it's been fun to watch Jeff go. We just last week spun up TikTok, and we have the first newsletter going out in March.
Good. I thought, I wasn't sure if those, if anything ever actually happened though.
That was a Jeff thing.
Okay. So it is new.
Have you checked the TikTok yet? I need to get some info for you for the comments, but got about 10 kind of angry comments.
Angry comments?
I mean, they're angry about the bank.
Interesting. Well, yeah, we should definitely make sure we get you the answers you need on those. No, I have not been on it since you first shared that it was up and running. I actually had to figure out my own login to TikTok, and I think I followed it as well. I don't know how to change my TikTok handle, so maybe you can show me how to do that.
That's the real beauty of TikTok, is the potential to go viral. If you post something on LinkedIn or Facebook right now, you're not going to have something that has 600 views and something that has 4, right? But with 1 follower, 2 followers, right? With not a big following. But that skew, that range, is because when something lands, it gets recommended more and more and more and more.
Yeah. No, it's crazy.
Yeah, it's the internet is bonkers.